about nothing. So I'm gonna make sure I got a few amendments in this prenup. But at the same time, like I would sign it.
And there's ways to go about making sure you what's yours without a prenup.
That you can do that, but like I said before,
I mean,
when it comes to money, and when it comes to assets, like I said before, you see people's true colors, and I know that based on experience in the last relationship that I was with, or I was in. Granted, we were not married, but at the same time, we did have arguments about money over some petty shit. So if you act like that over X amount of money, how do you act when there's homes involved?
But do you
when there's
think
cars
the
involved?
communication was where it should have been?
No, the communication was where it should have been. However, the only thing is that we were going through a breakup, so everything became super petty to where it was like we're not even on the rational level.
Communication, were you able to explain everything? Like I feel like people, there's a miscommunication going on with things breakups, and then we get upset and we stop communicating what needs to be communicated and we communicate how we feel. So in that's what I'm saying.
How I feel
in our relationship, but that's what I'm saying is it doesn't need what you feel in that moment doesn't need to be communicated. The facts need to be communicated, but a lot of times we get upset and we stop talking about the facts, and then that's when arguments start because we get away from the facts. So it's like for me, if your relationship, if you feel like at one point in time that person was the one for you and you wanted to be with them for the rest of your life, there is a way to get back to them, but people don't want to.
There is a way. I do feel like people can work through their issues. But what about those issues where they say exactly like what if
ain't nobody gonna just pop up and just like there's a way to work through that. And if you really love that person, there's also a way for you to pay attention to when that's happening.
Even if somebody's doing
if
the
you
worst
really are
thing
in tune with that person, that nigga's not gonna just be on crack and you just oh my god, this nigga is on crack. Oh shit.
If there's no helping you, I may have to. Like I'll still be your friend if we got like I'll still check up on you, but if to be in a marriage with you, no. I wouldn't be able to do that. Like you can't say what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do until you're in that situation. I'm sorry, but you cannot say what you're gonna do. You can communicate all you want to. However, you cannot say what you are going to do and what you're not going to do until you are in that situation. Which is why I say the Bible says don't be anxious for anything. Okay? You supposed to take one day at a time and do not plan like for 20 years ahead because we don't.
Is being anxious in it?
It's not being anxious. What I'm saying is it's a precautionary measure.
Being anxious.
It is a precautionary measure.
Niggas trying to take your shit.
Huh? Yeah, I mean like look. I don't think it's putting in bad energy at all. Because you can make it. Because you can make it do whatever you want to be, but for who I'm trying to be in this world, I'm sorry. Oh, we do?
Wait, no, the music.
Oh, okay. Hey, T, if I have all five of these going loud, can you hear them?
The Hub Radio. I still have to be able to be true to myself. When it comes to hair and natural hair and people, like whether you got the curliest hair or the kinkiest hair or your hair is
taking the initiative to serve the underserved, no matter what form or shape or fashion.
A princess always wears a crown over long hair flowing down, never over braids or afros. Well, I was that little girl learning hatred for my curls, and I tried to burn them straight till a new reality broke through and settled over me. people celebrate when they see me. Little on me, hey. I could be a singing superstar. When people know my songs both near and far. Hey, yeah, hey. But when the clapping stops, they go home. Yeah, yeah. When the music fades and I grow old. When Rachel cuz old. When I look back and I see I'm tired. I'll need you by my side to keep me warm. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. Because I'm nothing without you. I'm nothing without you. I'm nothing without you. Hello. Good evening and happy Tuesday to all of my
all the mics.
Yeah, I did. To all of my queens and my kings out there. It is 7:30 and you're now tuned in with Queen's Table Talk here on the Hub Radio. I am your host, Mo Knows Best, and I am here with my dear friends, my fellow queens, Miss Lovely Leah.
Hey.
And Miss Jasmine Renee.
What's up?
Yes, indeed, you guys. Oh my God, it's our favorite day of the week. Tuesday.
Maybe on
Hey.
like gaskets and stuff.
Oh my God, you
You're
guys.
loud today.
I'm loud today?
Yeah.
You like? Did you drink some coffee or something?
I didn't. Do you know why I'm excited?
Why?
So, did you guys know that today is our 10th show?
Oh, wow.
Today is our 10th show.
Wow. Like
That's why you're
legit
excited?
show?
Hmm?
Legit show.
Yeah, like our legit.
Wow.
She said our legit show.
I
did mock
Yeah, we did
I was
mock
thinking about
No,
the
this is our 10th show of like us being live here on the Hub Radio. So yes, it is our 10th show.
Happy 10th show, guys.
Happy 10th show, you guys. Happy
Yeah.
10th show, queens. And then we have some other queens here in the studio with us. Shout out to you guys. Yes. So you guys. So let's talk. How was your week?
My week was kind of busy.
You be really busy. I don't be hearing from you over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, I did go to a funeral. It was actually a very happy funeral. Like funerals are usually sad, but you just felt the love for that person. So, besides that, my week went by pretty fast because I'm always at work. So, but yeah, how was y'all weekend?
we had a pretty lit weekend on
Snap.
Yeah, on Friday, Jasmine and I, we were on a boat party. We went to a boat party in Long Beach. It was pretty wild.
It was
the
most ratchetest thing I've ever partaken in my entire life. Like, I was literally
I concur.
sitting there
I second
and I was
that.
just like, y'all know I deal with some rowdy kids, and I'm like, if no one gets them together, this is who my kids will be in about like 15 years.
It was just wild. I mean, it was my first time on a boat, so I just liked the experience of being on a boat, but just the whole thing was it was very out of my element. It was out of our element. You know, we like to have a good time.
It was a
So,
whole movie.
A whole movie. And okay, so one of the girls, she was on stage and she was twerking. Actually, not even her. There was a lot of girls who were getting up on stage and were twerking, lifting up their dresses, like with no shame.
On a dress that was like,
oh my gosh,
made for her to lift it up. Like the underwear was like connected to the dress, and it wasn't like a bodysuit. It was like underwear connected to a dress, and she lifted it up, and like the underwear part was like gold, and like the part that she lifted
just no shame. I was like, oh my gosh.
This is just walking in, so I'm like, oh.
I said, wow, like this is a lot, you know. And then the other girl, okay.
I mean, it was like a lot of them.
Okay, but this one in particular, okay. So she had on this really, really short black dress, and it was like literally right. It was above her knees, but it was right below her private parts. Yeah. So. What song was that? Some song came on, and who knows what song it was? But she turned around and started twerking, and then when she was twerking, she bent over and she didn't have on nobody's panties, and then her girl lifted up her dress,
and she kept dancing. It was like
I was like, oh my goodness, like this girl has on no panties like right now, and we're all here.
Panties on though.
It was wild. I have never.
It was like
oh my gosh.
It been a no panty party.
No panties. I almost felt like I was overdressed, to be honest with you.
I had on the whole fedora, and we had on.
I had on the whole cardigan.
Y'all came fancy.
Like, we about to be on a boat. I walked in.
I thought it was gonna be
the boat was docked at the Pike. I'm walking up like I walk the Pike all the time. It's never been this loud. Mm-hmm. Like, and Dre's like, yeah, well, that's where the niggas are, and I'm like.
Just follow the noise.
Real ass niggas in here because it's never been this loud in Long Beach. And I'll go to the Pike faithfully. So I'm just like, okay, it's about to be that. We walk in, ass. Okay.
All ass, okay. To be honest with you.
I see what kind of night this is going to be. So we were in for a treat. Oh my gosh.
Even the guys there.
It was a movie.
Guys, I just too. Even the guys that were rapping.
Hood.
It was very hood, like with bottles and stuff. Like, you know how dudes, they be up there with their little boys. And it'd be like 30 of them on stage. And then all they songs, like, no shade to nobody, but a lot of their songs sound the same. It was all like, you know. Yeah, it was all like nigga this or like bitch this and like F that bitch, I don't love that bitch, man, F her and whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, is that all y'all gonna say the whole night? Is like F that girl? Like, so it was just a lot. So I wasn't really I wasn't here for it. I just felt like I was out of my element, you know. But
I mean, I will say it was different. I actually today saw one of the girls. I was looking at her. I don't know if you remember the one that had on the short with the sweat suit kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah. So she works at
with the
Walmart.
braids, right?
Yeah. She worked, and I was looking at her. I'm like, she looks so familiar. And I went to Walmart today, and I'm like, oh, that's where I know her from. So, you know. When we say like
the one who fell down the stairs,
she fell down the stairs. Like, you know, when they're like, oh, where are the people from Walmart at? Because there's nobody in the cash register. They were all
on the boat. That's where they were. Okay.
Oh my God.
But I mean, we supported some black artists. So
yes.
For that.
Yes.
We gotta do better. We gotta go places with pants on, and we need to
please. Don't leave the house without your panties on.
Lift up your friend's dress while she's dancing.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do it.
Yes, we are. I'm an advocate for shifting rape culture, and that didn't help. Me being there didn't help my movement. So
it's not funny.
It's just because I saw the video and I'm like, wow, her whole butt's out.
And you
like her whole butt was out.
Her whole booty.
Maybe next week we can play it, but like
I don't even know if we can even play it on here. To be honest with you,
like we're on a boat, so it's not.
It was a lot.
Like you can't just leave. You have to stay. Like I took a nap because I'm like, this is too much for me. Like I've been dealing with these crazy kids, and I'm sure it was probably at least 2 parents of kids that I teach on that boat.
No. Hey, okay, this guy who was going there, I'm not gonna say who it is, but he goes to my church. Well, his mama goes to my church, and he was there. He was on the stage. I was trying to like not to make eye contact with him.
Instrument or anything?
No, he don't. I don't think he plays an instrument. He don't play one. But this dude went to my church. He was there, and I just looked, and I just like turned away. It was like, I'm not about to sit over here and be like, you know.
I mean, to each its own. But we gotta do better. We have to do better. Like,
please.
That was a lot.
Please.
You know, I love all black people, and I support all of you guys. But we got to be at like a neutral state. We can't go backwards. Y'all going backwards. That was like a. Okay, I'm not gonna say
and we sitting over here talking about queen stuff, trying to be ladylike.
That wasn't. Y'all need to come take a class because that wasn't queen.
Come take a class.
Yeah.
Yes,
we got y'all.
Yes,
Tuesdays at 7:30. The class will start at 10 after the radio show.
Yes, after hours. Yeah. Queen's Table Talk.
And no girl work at Walmart, so she can just.
Right, you work on the street. Yeah, come on.
She just like
I
can't. Come sit with us. Yeah.
Oh my God! And then up on Saturday, we had Saturday Night Live per usual. It was fun. We had a good time. Yeah, it was lit. It was a good time. I thought it was cool.
Come to more Saturday Night Live.
You do, yeah.
Okay, look, every freaking Saturday they have me closing, and I'm like, I'm so tired of.
That's that retail life. You can't pay me to go back. I'm sorry.
I'm so tired of it. This is my first Friday off this week, and I'm excited. You know, I don't even know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm just excited to have finally a Friday off. You know?
Yeah, no, you need to come to Saturday Night Live. And honestly, if any of y'all out there have not been to Saturday Night Live, I promise you are missing out because we be having a fun time.
When I went the last time, Jasmine had me dying when she was jumping around. Everywhere.
When she was hopping, she was hopping upon on Saturday.
I wasn't hopping too much.
It was hilarious.
Last time I sweated my hair out, and I'm like, no, this is not happening again. So I had to sit down. I had to rest.
It was a good time.
It's always fun. You know, just being with family and everything is super fun.
Yeah, per usual. It was fun. And then so it's been a good week. But also this week, you guys, have you heard that Jill Scott and her husband are getting a divorce?
I hate it.
They've been married for literally probably a little bit over a year. They've been married, and they're getting a divorce. But the husband, I think his name is Mike Dobson or something like that. He is demanding that their prenuptial agreement gets thrown out because he said when he initially signed it, his lawyer was not present. So he said he feels like he was forced to do it. What? And now he is demanding $500,000 from her for pain and suffering.
Get out of here.
Well,
he's trying to pull like Mary J. Blige's husband did.
If she go on Netflix and go get that $500,000 that they was offering Monique, she could just pay him that.
Yeah.
She could just pay him that.
Oh my God.
So Jill Scott, if you don't want to take out of your money that you have now, Netflix is offering Monique $500,000.
Oh my gosh.
She turned it down. Now there's an opening for you. We know you don't do comedy, but you are an actress.
Oh my God, girl.
You can make up something, and that $500,000 can go to your ex-man, your estranged husband.
But here's the thing, y'all. Just overall, would you guys ever sign a prenup?
No. And if you put it in my face, you ain't the one.
Straight to the point, huh?
Y'all know how I am.
Okay. This lovely Leah, would you sign one? Would you even offer one?
I'm kind of in the middle on both sides. I'm kind of in the middle because I don't think it's fair for him. I don't think it's fair for him to request all this money, and some people request even more. Was he there the whole time when she was grinding day and night? Like, that's not fair for him to just come and be like, I want half or I want this much amount of money for pain and suffering for a year.
He wasn't taking a long walk in the park with her.
Right.
He tried it.
Right. You wasn't.
To them. To me, it is. But
that is a lot of money.
That is a lot of
money.
money.
But Jill Scott.
But okay, but for what though? Pain and suffering. What pain and suffering?
His heart is broke.
Tell that to Mary J. Blige's husband. Right. Okay? I'm not about to play with them.
But you were only with me for a year. How long were they dating for?
I don't even know, but they were
only married for a year. No.
But she was married before him.
I thought Jill Scott would have learned to be with someone a little more for her after Why Did I Get Married?
Like, girl, you were in the movie.
I mean, they do say this.
I'm not gonna lie.
The character.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought the same thing.
Right, like,
I thought Jill Scott
why did I get married? Okay.
And getting one.
That's gonna be the new memes.
I don't know.
That's gonna be the new
I thought
memes.
she
Oh my gosh.
would have, you know.
That's gonna be the new memes. But no, not for your pain and suffering. Sorry.
Not for no pain and suffering. Okay, if that's the case, we'll all be paid.
He ain't asking for millions.
No.
I'm not giving you $500,000. No.
No.
I'll shut you up, and I'm making that kind of money. Wait a minute.
I'm not giving you anything. Okay.
Wait.
But if we are on the subject of it, okay, me personally, I would sign a prenup, and I would even offer one, because I just feel like I feel like it would be necessary, at least for me. Eventually, one of these days, I'm working upon trying to be a businesswoman, and one of these days, I'm trying to get assets and whatnot and be on my stuff. But if I'm about to get into a marriage with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. You're not about to come in here and think that you are entitled to half of my stuff if things do not work out. And I don't want to be a negative Nancy about things. And I would never go into a marriage thinking that it's just going to end a divorce. However, I would like to be realistic and say we don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what 10 years brings. I don't even know what 15 years brings. And when you bring money into the equation and you have to divvy up assets, people's true colors show.
They change.
And it changed. And you're not going to think for 1 second that you are entitled to anything that I have.
But my thing is, when I go into a relationship, we are one at that point in time. So whatever I have built, whatever you have built becomes ours. I'm not going into a relationship where I feel like somebody could potentially be a snake. I understand that stuff like that does happen, but I'm not putting that prenup. And if something does happen to the point where we need to separate, I'm willing to deal with that, because for me, I need to 1,000% trust the person that I'm going to marry. And me putting a prenup on the line, or him putting a prenup, says that there's, even if it's an inkling of a lack of trust, I'm not with that.
I don't think it's more so of a lack of trust. I think it's more so
because you're saying if something does happen, so that means we're not trusting that it will work out, that you will be with him for the rest of your life, because if means there is at least 1% chance that it cannot work out.
True, and the thing is that you don't want to think like that. But
I'm not thinking that in terms of marriage. My business initiative, all of that, business partners, yes. But my marriage, I'm not going into that with business minds. I'm just not doing that.
I think I would, like, while we're married, when we do get married, yeah, like we're not gonna be like, okay, this is yours and that's mine. Like, of course, like, it's ours, but understand that if anything were to happen and we have to divvy it up, yeah, what I came into this marriage with is what I'm keeping, because you're not entitled to what I put my blood, sweat, and tears in. Just like with Mary J. Blige's husband, why is she paying him $80,000 a month in alimony? Like, why are you entitled to what I have? And even him, why are you entitled to have $500,000 of her money? A year's worth of marriage, it's really worth pain and suffering. You can really put a price tag on it.
That's why it's really situational.
You can. No, he's not injured. Come on now. Come on now. If we all are getting paid for broken hearts, all of us will be paid. Okay, keep it real. No. If that's the case, somebody needs to pay for some pain.
The more money they gonna ask for. Yeah, you ain't making $500,000. They can't ask for it.
No, that's why we ain't. But what makes them think that he's entitled to it?
Heartbreak, because we ain't dating people with that money.
That's true. But what I'm saying is that what makes people think they are entitled to what? Honestly, to that much money.
If a man went and broke my heart, and I'm not
you leave what you came with.
No, if a man broke my heart and I had his kids, he gonna pay me. He gonna pay me. So I was sitting up here making sure that the house was in order and running my business. He gonna pay me. Yeah, yes. Damages. My foot hurt. My heart. My mind is not operating. You are going
emotional distress.
Yes. I'm everything. Right. Yes. No. Yes. I mean, he's a man. Come on now. Like he may be hurt. He was Jill Scott.
But still, how have we gotten over our hurt up in the past? Okay,
but you wasn't married and you wasn't dating Jill Scott.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm not. No.
So if you was sitting up here dating,
but this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Okay. So look. Okay. Let's go there. Okay. Come on.
Give me your person. Give me your celebrity crush.
My celebrity crush. Oh my goodness. Okay. I love Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch and all that money he got and all that he doing or whatever. You mean to tell me it would be more hurt over him than this some random man?
No. But here's the thing. I would be hurt. However, at the same time, when you do have a prenup, you are able to put different clauses up in there that work for you. So it's not just more so like, okay, this is just works in my favor and not yours. Like, you're able to put things up in there. People up in there have cheating clauses. Like, I get $5,000 for every woman that you cheated on me with. We're married for at least 5 years and the prenup is void, or you get half. Like, there's ways that you can go about it to where it is beneficial to both people. That's to where somebody's not. I would do it.
We gotta plan the wedding and then come up with the whole prenup.
Even if a man came to me and said, "Hey, can you sign this?" Yeah, I'll sign it. Whatever.
No. I mean, I just feel like it's different because they're celebrities.
You didn't answer my question.
Oh, what's your question?
So, Marshawn Lynch or some random man. Now you have acquired a taste in your lifestyle at this point. You acquired a taste. So your heartbreak is gonna be a little more than when you was dating that random man. So you gonna want some money for your heartbreak.
But my prenup would cover all that.
No, but you ain't got but listen, I'm saying we're gonna cover your heartbreak. Your heartbreak. You didn't come.
Yeah.
My
heart would be broken.
No, right
it
now,
would be.
Hold on, but your prenup. You ain't got nothing to put in the prenup. Marshawn Lynch got all of it. So you coming out with what you left with. You Mono's best now. You gonna be Mono's best when you get out of that relationship.
You gonna be Mono's best.
And now you Mono's best. Back to Mono's best. You can't no. Your heart. You've acquired a different living. Dating Marshawn Lynch.
But okay, a lifestyle that you are accustomed to.
Right,
but that does not cover my heart.
But what are the chances that y'all really gonna marry a celebrity though? Come on, so like let's be more realistic. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if I go into it like having my own money, and then I understand what you're saying. Like if the guy was not making as much and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna want to naturally protect, especially if you have like a growing business like that.
Exactly. And like I said before, like you don't see people's true colors until there's money involved. Yep. And I've seen that just in a relationship. So imagine if you were to get into a marriage and things went left, and now we're not even just dealing with basic like you owe me this much money. Right? He was not the one. Okay, so but what I'm saying is that people turn very ugly when it comes to money.
But why are they getting a divorce?
But things that you never see that side from them up front. You will never see that side from anybody up front. Never. But only way that you will see that is when something happens and when stuff hits the fan and you find out people's true colors. And what I'm saying is that I don't anticipate that will happen. However, in the case that it does happen and we have to go through court litigations and whatnot to get a divorce, you're not taking what I have. My stuff is already covered. You're not doing that.
Anticipating though. We gotta be that you. I know you don't want to say it, but you are anticipating that. And there's something in your mind that is anticipating that may happen.
But I wouldn't even say that I want to get a divorce, because I'm hoping that my first marriage is my last marriage. But what I'm saying is that you never know what may happen.
She just wants to protect yourself.
Exactly. I'm gonna because I gotta protect me.
But I understand. But from what? From divorce. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's really situational. That's why I said that.
It is situational because you never know the circumstances of what life is gonna bring you and what curveballs life is gonna throw at you. Like you gonna find out like what really worse is when you get married, for better or worse.
You gotta discuss it with the person you with.
You ain't in here for better or worse, and don't say that shit at you when you do your policy.
But you, like I said before, you never know.
Because for better or worse, you don't know what worse is till you get with worse.
But
so if we sit up here,
but what if worse is worse? Like what if what if he end up beating you up or something? Like what if it turns into an issue?
But there are things where that will be allowed or whatever. But worse is worse. So you gotta really understand what you getting yourself into when you say for better or worse, because better can be way better than what you can imagine, and worse can be way worse than what you can imagine. So when you decide to walk down that aisle with somebody, you better understand what may happen and get to know that person before you just like, oh, I'm just or whatever. Get to know him, because it ain't no end to worse. It just says for better or worse, and in the same right, it's no end to better. Your best can be so much better than what you're thinking about right now, and your worst can be hidden rock bottom and below. So it's like you really gotta, with this marriage stuff, you gotta really, these little engagement shits and all of that, they look cute, but you gotta really like know what it is that you're getting into.
You gotta
especially
that.
I mean, I'm thinking the same thing with the prenup and going into a relationship with assets and businesses and stuff. You need to make sure the person that you are going into it, make sure you trust that person. Or keep them out of your business. You can keep a person out of your business and still be married to them without a prenup.
They can still think that they are entitled to your stuff.
No, you can keep a person out of your business. If it started prior to the marriage, you can keep a person out of your business. You can go into a marriage with separate bank accounts. You don't have to join your accounts. You don't have to join anything. You can have separate things.
You don't have to, but for me, I would still do a prenup. Just for precautionary measures.
Because she's anticipating that might happen.
Oh, but I want to get a divorce. I'm just saying that if
it don't mean you want to get a
divorce. When you get married, everything kind of gets jumbled up. So I mean,
does, like,
the house.
And keep in mind, everything we in California. It's all community property,
right? Like it's
not community of my business.
A little bit more, gray.
My business is not community. If anything would have happened between you and I, like, no, you're not getting my business.
I'm sorry. If anybody want to,
that's like somebody coming in talking about you got to give me 80% of initiative. If somebody if you got married, right, and something were to happen and divorce was on the table, and dude came by and was like, hey, look, I want not even 80. I want 60% of initiative because I feel like I helped you in this area, that area, this area, and I was there every last one of your events.
That. You was at every one of my events. Okay, cool. Did you pay? No, you didn't. So run me my money. Actually,
got it for the free.
You gotta be able to pinpoint stuff. So I'm like, with my stuff, when it comes to initiative, like I tell people, it's a lot of people that I don't let come into that because of stuff like that. You gotta be mindful. Like I said, with a business, I'm gonna be business minded. With a relationship, I'm gonna be relationship minded. You don't have to be involved with initiative if I'm dating you or if I get married to you. You don't have to.
And I'll say this too because I was actually having a conversation with my friend earlier, and we're talking about family court. And family court is a very ugly place. And actually, I watched a whole documentary about it up on Netflix, and they were talking about how family court is not really governed and bound by the same rules in the same rules of law as, you know, if you were trying a civil case or if you were going to criminal case. It's just pretty much a free-for-all for everybody. And you have a bunch of greedy lawyers that are up in there just trying to get what they can get and trying to drag this out and take your money. And just knowing how that is, after watching a documentary, I think a lot of that really influenced why I'm here for prenups because, like I said before, you don't anticipate anything is going to happen. But in the case where you would have to go to court, it's gonna be a show. It's going to be a whole circus. I mean, so what, you get a prenup and then they'll talk about, I want to throw it out, now you got to go to court anyways. Nah, this thing right here going to be like ironclad.
But he's taking her to court about, talking about he was forced to sign a prenup. Now they got to go to court anyways. And they got a prenup.
Very touche. I have to give you that, yeah.
How was you forced?
But at the same time, yeah.
I'm like, how was you forced?
He didn't know because the lawyer
was there. Well, his lawyer was not present, okay? And yeah, he may have a case because his lawyer was not present. However, I mean, I feel like that was kind of. He said he was forced to do it.
The black man. We don't know. We don't know.
The black man.
We don't know.
Any man talking about suffering and money for my long and suffering. No,
we're not. No,
you're not.
Black man can't.
I'm not putting a price tag on it.
They can, but
how do you monetize your heartbreak?
We're married for a year. You got suffering for a year.
You're not gonna come up at my expense.
Together though.
But that lifestyle, you wasn't suffering with that lifestyle.
Black man.
He wasn't living like that. He wasn't living go to work a couple years ago.
Segue into a break. Watch these commercials and these videos. We'll be right back with QTT.
When you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money. We ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money.
I'm here because there's such great things about it. It's just something amazing about so many different people from different places, different backgrounds, different cultures coming to really help. And so it's amazing just living around, everyone's putting their pride down, putting their egos away, and just doing the painting up, painting. It doesn't matter what they do, what they ask them to just do it. So actually it lifts me up.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Life on the edge, get a grip. Know that they want me to slip. Hustle but something to quit. Ain't no pitch down for this.
Everybody's gonna try.
Girl, all the rich niggas they want you. Girl, all the rich niggas they want you. All the rich niggas want you.
Everybody gonna try.
Girl, all the rich niggas Girl, all the rich niggas they want you. Girl, all the rich niggas.
Worldwide study proves that U.S. schools are drastically far behind other countries.
I just struggle with my kids day in and day out. They have such a hard time with multiplication. I need a program that works.
Multiplication is probably the most difficult subject for my kids.
The United States is not doing well in the classroom. We
This generation needs something a little more innovative.
We're either going to have to compete and work harder and do the things we need to do, or we're going to be left out in the world.
Let's multiply, let's multiply, multiply, multiply. Learn our 1, 2s, and 3s. Multiply, 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 multiply. Learn our 1, 2s, and 3s. I'm on the block, hey, let's have some fun. Let's multiply, let's get it. 1 times 1 is 1. Rolling with the wheels, not steady every day. Stick with it, handle your business. Let's multiply, let's multiply.
Allow me to give you something to think about. Not everything that comes out of Compton is bad. I mean, we have Dr. Dre, The Game, Kendrick Lamar, Venus and Serena Williams. That little girl with the dream made an Agent Brown. P. Diddy couldn't have said it better. This is the fairy tale, man. And fairy tales do come true. Because we got millions of cats that are coming up with that hustling spirit and drive. They got that mention, that drive. Bill Lyons had that drive to overcome all obstacles. Bill Lyons isn't just a clothing line or just a brand. It's a movement. Bill Lyons is Compton. Compton is Bill Lyons. Respect the perspective. Bill Lyons.
You are tuned into Queen's Table Talk. We're here live on the Hub Radio. Let's get into some Black Girl magic last week. Angela Davis celebrated her 74th birthday. So happy birthday to her. If you don't know Angela Davis, she is a political activist, educator, and author. Of course, you know, she's all about civil rights, gender equality, and prison reform. She was a part of the Black Panthers. And then she was also a member of, it was this all-black branch of the Communist Party. She had a lot of involvement with that. But she's taught at UCLA, and then she taught at UC Santa Cruz. So happy birthday to her. And she has a quote. I've always liked this quote by her. She says, "I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change, but I'm changing the things I cannot accept." So happy birthday to her. Like, I'm so here for her. She is like true Black girl magic.
It's today?
No, it was last week. It was on the 26th. So
Oprah too.
Oprah's birthday was too.
Yesterday.
She's 64, right? Oh my goodness.
Good.
Yeah.
She looks really good. They both look really good.
Yeah.
I like that picture of her.
For real. And then Aisha Ash. I believe you pronounce her name Aisha. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it. But she is a ballet dancer, and she is going around Rochester, New York, where she grew up, and she is all about representation. She's going out there showing young Black girls that they can aspire to be a ballerina, or they can, you know, be something
Positive
more.
image.
Yeah, something outside of their current environment. So
Yes.
that is very necessary. I think representation is important. So she's been doing that. Last I heard, she has not danced actively since 2006, but she does have nonprofit called Swan Dreams Project, where she inspires kids in the community. So she's just working to expand ballet in diverse communities, and as well, she's also going to be teaching a ballet class at her daughter's school. I believe it's next month that she'll be doing it. So it's very important that we have this representation. So I thought it was a very beautiful sight to see. And even like when I saw the initial picture, I was like, what is this? Like, we have a ballerina? Like, where is she at? You know? So as I read more into it, yeah, she's out here doing her thing. So.
Yeah, that's really necessary because the kids, they don't have, like, positive images. They don't know how they're supposed to be or how they're supposed to manage themselves as black people. So to have different images instead of just the teacher or the everyone knows about the doctor, the lawyer, or whatever. So to have different images of different things that you can be, that's really necessary. So I applaud her for that. I think Jay-Z is from around there too.
Yes.
From Rochester. Yeah. So that's, I mean, you know, that's a place where we hear in Jay-Z's lyrics like it wasn't, you know, a pretty place to grow up in. So I applaud her for doing that.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful what she's doing and inspiring. I think it's so necessary for kids to see something beyond what is in front of them and to see
and even in a creative field.
Right. Yeah, being creative. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of parents try to push their kids to be like in the medical field or a teacher, doctor, lawyer, but just for them to have a different type of role model. You know what I mean?
And to channel your gifts. You know, like there could be a little girl that wants to do ballet. She may not have the representation to see another black woman doing it. So yeah, I thought it was really, really nice.
Like
it was
a
really
real
nice
life like doll right there in front of you.
Exactly.
That's really nice.
Yes. And then also Jemele Hill. She is leaving SportsCenter, and she will be the chief correspondent and senior columnist for Undefeated, which is ESPN sports and culture website. So pretty much Undefeated, their whole cause is exploring the intersections of race, sports, and culture. So she'll be doing that. And she says that with SportsCenter, she said it wasn't really for her. And when you're on SportsCenter, it's not really a place for open commentary where you can really talk about your own personal feelings. And she said that's what she does, and she needed to channel that. So she said that she wanted to go.
Was it ESPN that came for her, or was it SportsCenter?
Well, SportsCenter is on ESPN.
Okay, but who was the people that had addressed what she said previously?
I believe it was ESPN.
Oh, so she's still.
Yeah, that's what I said too. But I'm just happy that she's channeling her gifts because she can, cause now you can openly talk about race and sports and culture, and you can be in that area, in that space to do so. And now if they come for her now, then what y'all want me to do then? You know, y'all giving me the free reign to talk about race now.
True. Right.
Very true. Right. Hop on BET. Yeah.
I think that'll be good.
Yeah. But shout out to her. She said that the function of SportsCenter is not necessarily built for anchor commentary. So much of my career at ESPN, almost exclusively at some points, has been commentary, and they hired me as a columnist. I've been giving my opinion since day one, so SportsCenter really wasn't my calling. So I'm happy that now she's doing what she wants to do when she wants to be a columnist. So shout out to Jemele Hill. And then, oh my God, you guys, I'm ready for this. Okay, so Beyonce over the weekend. No, you guys, I have to take a deep breath in for this.
I love this.
So the whole weekend, Beyonce just slayed my whole life. I'm pretty sure she slayed your life too.
Yes.
Oh, your life? Okay, everybody's life.
The braids.
The hat I can do without.
I like it.
Her look was just
and the glasses. Either it gotta be the glasses or the hat.
But she had 3 looks this weekend. So this was her Grammy look.
What I did like was the pre-Grammy outfit.
The pre-Grammy, yes.
That I wish you would have got that.
The Parisian look.
That one, yeah.
That was the brunch picture.
Sides went up.
Yeah, that was her from Brunch. Her and Jay-Z really looked nice.
Yeah,
like they really complimented each other. They really did. But that was her brunch look, and then that was her pre-Grammy party look. Like I think out of all 3, that was my favorite look from her.
The
like
first
just
one. I mean, the middle one was my
Yeah.
favorite.
The middle one was nice, but I feel like the hat just tipped it off. Like she had that whole Parisian look going. So
she loves that word. Let me just say that. She loves that word.
Anything dramatic.
She loves that word.
Yeah. No, she looks good. Like she's been serving thigh all weekend.
And she lost weight too.
She did.
A little thick after them twins.
Yeah. But no, she looked good. She looked really, really good. And then, you guys, I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but SZA, of course, was nominated for 5 Grammy nominations. She did not win, okay? But she's still Black Girl Magic, so we're going to give an honorable mention to SZA.
An honorable mention?
Because I just feel like
Black Girl Magic, we ain't giving no honorable mention.
Well, same thing. Black Girl Magic, yeah.
It's in our segment.
It's in the segment, yeah.
Okay.
The segment is Black Girl Magic. So honorable mention
like
within.
You said
no, because an honorable mention means you didn't make it, but you have here's an honorable mention. We are just mentioning you.
Well, can I mention Rihanna too?
Yeah,
because I really liked Rihanna's performance.
I was really her performance was good.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
I didn't actually see
I was really disappointed about SZA not winning, but I mean, let the record show she did take over summer 2017, and even though she did not win a Grammy, please understand that she is and will forever be Black Girl Magic
from our Black Girl Magic segment. It's not an honorable mention.
Yes,
honorable mention means you did not make the cut.
Yes.
That's what it means.
Like, oh, we
certificate
for
participation. Here are the MVPs.
For participating.
No.
Places for MVPs,
that's not how I meant it. We're going to give her Black Girl Magic.
The 4th one. We didn't have enough awards, but you get an honorable mention, not an award.
I didn't mean it like that. SZA, yes.
For
SZA
anyone
will
that
forever get Black Girl. No,
yes,
she gets Black Girl Magic, okay? Like, we was over here really rooting for her.
Who did we try to get, or not we? Who did y'all try to get Black Girl Magic? And I was like, no, Amara Negra.
Yeah, well, you was like, she's not. You know,
there we go.
She said that's an honorable mention. Oh my goodness! And then not only SZA, but also just a quick shout out to everybody at the Black Panther premiere. Mm-hmm. They all looked good. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't have enough time to get visuals, but everyone looked really nice and they're all giving it a thumbs up. So I'm really, really excited about Black Panther. Good. We keep on talking about it like every week, but I promise you we will be going out to watch it because I'm really excited about this.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be pretty good. So I'm excited to just like it's never happened. So I'm excited to go out and see a movie that it's not a comedy, but just see a movie, like a really good movie with an all Black cast.
Yeah. And then also you had mentioned that the young girl from Blackish, Marseille Martin.
She is executive producing a film called Little with what is the guy's name? The one that he does. He did Think Like a Man and
Lee Daniels. Not Lee Daniels. John Singleton.
Either way, he knows who he is.
I don't know what this is gonna bother.
It's something powered. Will Packer.
Oh, him.
So he's doing it with her and it's somebody else I forgot, but shout out to her. She's young and Blackish has created avenues for young Black people, young Black people, and giving them a job and giving them a space too. So I'm here for that completely. Shout out to Blackish and everybody that is connected to that. That's just Black magic.
Have you guys seen Grownish?
I started watching it. That is my show, and everybody keeps texting me like, "Oh, hey, you remind me so much of her." Even I was watching it with my parents, which was one time it was kind of awkward because they get really into sex and like drugs and stuff. So, no, I'm just saying like they really get into it, but like it's kind of awkward where you're just sitting there with your parents and it's like.
I don't watch TV with my parents.
But anyways, we were watching it like all as a family, and then some guys was like making out, and I was like, "Oh, cover my little sister's face." Yeah. But anyways, everybody's always like, "You remind me of her," and I just thought that was really funny because she's a
looks wise or personality wise.
Overall, just overall.
I can see that.
But I relate to that show a lot. It's kind of funny. Well, I really love that show. It's like really good show.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to actually watch it yet. Because I don't really be watching TV like that. Yeah.
Do you guys watch Blackish?
I only seen like a couple episodes, but I need to watch it from like season 1 episode.
It's really good.
How they tackle it from the Black man's perspective, I think that's something that we need. I think we need to see that in a more serious form. So I like how they're like knocking on the door with it, but I think we need to see the perspective of a Black man in a positive light in a more serious form. So I'm definitely here for that. Do you guys watch The Chi?
The Chi.
No, I've heard of it.
Okay, so The Chi, that's a movie about kids in Chicago. Definitely dear to my heart because the kids that they are following. I mean, it's scripted, but the kids that we see are around the age that I deal with, and seeing the things that are very active in Chicago. Because Chicago is I'm not gonna say dangerous, but it's very active in terms of crime, and the crime is not adults. The crime is the young people. So it's just shedding a light on that, and it is a black director, a black creator. It's a black cast and stuff. So it is something I would advise people to watch. It's something along the lines of like Insecure in Atlanta. What was that movie? Not the movie, the show Spike Lee did with Nola.
She's Gotta Have It.
No, the show. She's Gotta Have It.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So along the lines of those things. So yeah, I would.
Have y'all seen that show?
No.
I'm gonna start watching it probably tonight.
I heard about it.
Yeah, watch the first.
Like the first episode is just
too much
in your face.
Yeah, yeah. Watch it, y'all, and let me know how y'all feel.
No, I heard it's like 10 times worse than it.
Yeah,
I heard it was cool though.
I heard it was cool.
It's a cool show. It's a cool show, but it is a lot. Like you need to watch the first.
Like
the one when I watched it, I don't want to tell too much like without you watching it. But okay, so when we were watching it, her boyfriend was like crawling on the ground, like what is it, like a tiger or something, and he had like this intense arch in his back, and I'm like, why does her man have this arch? But I think they're trying to allude to the fact that he could be bisexual, playing for both teams. Bisexual. But it was a lot the first episode, but you should watch it so we can talk about it. But
I watched the first episode too, but I gotta be by myself. You know what I mean?
She said by myself.
I'm just saying, because like I have siblings, they come in and out, and it'd be like, oh.
I used to be like that when I was growing up. Like I couldn't like really watch TV with my family like that. Not saying I couldn't, but it would always get awkward whenever it was like a scene that got a little.
It took me so long to
intense.
Watch 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm sure it did.
It took me forever because I couldn't watch it by myself. I'm like, I'm not about to watch this with my parents. Like that's really weird.
But see, you have a laptop, right? So I watch a lot of my stuff on my laptop or like my iPad.
But
so yeah,
you just watch it on the TV.
Yeah.
No.
On the TV
guys, I go to the Apple Store every couple months from using the legal websites to watch the movies. It be messing up my computer.
But it's not illegal, girl. Get you some Netflix or some Amazon Prime or Hulu. You know Hulu has live TV now. Oh, nobody cares.
I was waiting on the Leah. I know. I was waiting on the Leah. You're talking about. I
was like, nobody cares. They even got a single for Hulu now. So.
I was just looking like I could just DVR it. Like I could just watch it. Like
take you 5 weeks.
No, you gotta watch it for the actual. I just watch TV like at night when I get home, like 11 o'clock when everybody's asleep on my days off. I just watch TV late because everybody's asleep.
All right,
but that was really funny.
Yes, we're gonna go into a break. When we come back, tell me why. But make sure you watch these music videos and watch these commercials to see what's going on at the Hub.
Indeed.
But
heard such great things about it. It's just something amazing about so many different people from different places, different backgrounds, different cultures coming to really help. And so it's amazing looking around, everyone's putting their pride down, putting their egos away, and just doing the dirty work, cleaning up, painting. It doesn't matter what they do, what they ask us to do, just do it. So it actually lifts me up. It just helps that, like, I don't know, there's hope in this world because of this. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What's up?
We're back.
Hey y'all, we are back. Queen's Table Talk. We are here in the building. Sorry, like you kind of took over. So I was trying to say like Queens, but I was like, okay, yes.
What was that?
We are back, you guys. It's Queen's Table Talk here on the Hub Radio. Let's get into our next segment. Tell me why, you guys. Okay, so you guys, have you seen the journal entry of this little boy?
Yes.
So his name is King Johnson. He's 8 years old. He's from Chicago, and he wrote a journal entry, and he was talking to his teacher about how pretty much she lied about Christopher Columbus and how he discovered America and everything like that. So she was saying that he was saying that his mama said the only Christopher that they acknowledge is Wallace, and he was like, Columbus did not find this country, and he said you need to teach more about Black history, pretty much telling this teacher about herself. And yeah, I'm assuming that she's white. I'm assuming that she's white.
How can he be white and teach African American history?
Yeah. How can he be white and teach Black history? Yeah, and then his teacher responded in his journal entry and said, King, I'm very disappointed in your journal entry today. And he responded with, okay. Just okay. This kid is a savage. But I'm here for it. I'm more mad at the teacher for her saying that she's disappointed in his journal entry. Like, what are you disappointed for? Like, are you disappointed because he's asking you?
Wasn't what she asked for.
Maybe may not be what she asked for, but I mean, yeah. And his mom has said, she makes the effort to really let her kids know like the truth and what their history is. And she was like, and Christopher Columbus ain't discovered no America, and that's what she told him, and he wrote it to his teacher. So I feel like my kids would do something like that.
I was laughing at that.
At what?
At the whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing?
And the fact that
yeah, I was like,
and the fact that he was like, okay, like
right.
I read it like that, like okay.
I wasn't amused by that.
I thought that was funny.
No, you guys were like laughing at it. I'm just like, all you wrote was okay.
No, but still, all he said was okay. Like the little boy just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah, like he wrote back to her, okay.
Right.
Like okay.
Yeah, you guys are. I'm not amused.
I thought that was funny because I read it like
it came off like more so in a nonchalant way, like okay, you're disappointed.
And then plus with the meme, with the meme of
which
what's
one?
His name with the braids that's married to
who?
Off Love and Hip Hop.
Your eyelashes are really long.
I'm sorry. Tammy Rivera. What's it?
Waka
Flocka.
He got dreads. He don't have braids.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean? Dreads are a type of braid.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
They're a form of braids, like whatever. No. Anyways, y'all knew who I was talking about when I said Tammy Rivera. Okay. But anyways, you haven't seen that meme of him where he's just like, okay, like it's like a little.
Oh
video.
yeah,
like a little gift.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like,
that's how I felt too. Like that meme, like where he just like if somebody writes
like,
something, it's like, okay, like what do you want me to say? You're disappointed. Now what?
Right.
But I like this. I feel like that would be my kid. Like I just feel like when you're in school, they don't even really teach you about your history like that. They don't really tell you what's real. Right? Very true. But yeah, you need to give them the real. So I'm not disappointed in anything, and I feel like the teacher shouldn't have said that she was disappointed in him, because I wasn't. I was very proud.
Can I turn on my volume?
Okay.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, so.
No, I said I thought I did.
No, you're good. Okay, so Y'all, did y'all hear about the whole Walmart situation? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So apparently Walmart is locking up their natural hair care products.
Well, Lancaster Walmart.
Yeah.
Lancaster Walmart.
Because at the one in Cerritos, they don't do that.
Right, very true. So this one lady,
I mean y'all, but
she said y'all.
Oh my gosh.
we be in Cerritos, yeah.
Actually though, they do have a camera right there. Right there.
Oh, y'all better complain.
On that, it's right in front of all of the natural hair products. No, for real. I just realized that.
I don't even shop at Walmart, so I'm okay.
Cause you bougie.
I don't bougie. I'm not here for Walmart.
I get my cream of nature there, and my Cantu.
At Walmart?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah.
Unless Target has a sale.
Target is not cheaper than Walmart.
It's not cheaper than Walmart.
I
pay extra for the experience at Target, okay?
Oh my
It's
God.
so quiet when you go up in there. It's not crowded.
Sometimes.
It's not crowded. People not bumping you with their baskets. Like, it's...
People ain't bumping you with your baskets at Walmart.
No. It's not. It's not as much chaos.
It's
Target.
Shit, I'm just getting bumped in my back. Like, what? Really?
No.
They can do that to you at the mall.
They can.
That's true.
But it's way too much.
Hoods. I mean, Target ain't nothing like that.
It's usually a lot going on at not Target, Walmart. And on top of that,
I feel like you
deeper than that. No, and on top of that, they lines are too long, and it's only 2 people.
Target lines be long too.
No, they don't. I just go to Target. I go to the self. Yeah, I go to the self checkout. I'm in and out in like 5 minutes. I'm in and out.
That's
true. Because there's not as many.
But
I don't think so.
How many Targets are in Cerritos?
2. There's 3 in Cerritos. I think it's 2. Yeah, it's 2 in Cerritos.
It's 1 out here, and it's 1 Walmart out here. So I mean, it's crowded out here. And I just went to Walmart today. Personal experience. Did not get bumped with any basket. They actually helped me find a flash drive, and they did
a flash drive. I mean, they do stuff at Target too. When, the last time I went to Target, 2 guys ran out with like carts full of stuff.
I mean,
emergency exit.
You're talking about that.
No, yeah, we're talking about like the experience.
Saying, like the experience. You know, people still at Walmart, people still at Target. So I mean,
I think it all depends on your personal preference. Me personally, I stay at Target.
I shop at both.
But what we talking about is we be getting thrown off. We're talking about hair care products getting locked up.
Why are the hair care products locked up?
Y'all.
Why? Why? I'm upset about this because
Is that the lady?
Okay. What are you laughing at?
I don't know.
She's
the way Jasmine looked like
she's like crying.
Wait. Sorry. Okay.
Monique.
Sorry, y'all. Like she just like turned around and was like, "What's that?"
I'm confused.
Okay.
This must be the lady that complained.
I'm assuming.
Okay, so this lady. So this lady, her name is Essie Grundy. Okay, so she was shopping at the Walmart in Lancaster, and all she wanted to buy was a comb. And dude had went to the case and was telling her that
the combs are locked up too?
The combs are locked up. Yes.
See, this is how you know it's racist. Are the little fine?
Oh my God!
Are the ones with the long tooth?
The white tail combs
and the rat tail.
Yeah, the rat tail combs.
They know that it will detangle our hair with that little stuff.
That breaks your hair off.
That was racist.
Oh my God. Okay, so.
Wow.
She wanted a comb, right? And he had to open up the case to get up in there. And he told her that he has to hold on to it, and then he has to take it down to the cash register. She cannot touch it until she pays for it. And she said she felt like a criminal. In so many words, she felt like a criminal. So now there's a lawsuit against Walmart for discriminatory practices.
I would say locking them up, yes, but also we gotta be mindful that they may have proof as to people stealing the stuff, and that's why they locked it up. I don't know, but I mean, I would come for the corporation. I wouldn't necessarily come for the guy, because even if you're buying a charger or anything, they can't.
Well, no, he's doing his job.
Let me hold my flash drive.
Yeah,
locked up. So.
Right, and the thing is that he's doing his job though.
Right.
But what he said was that the whole memo to lock it up came from corporate. Corporate responded and said that they never gave that direction at all. So right now it's more like a back and forth to who gave the direction to lock up
the store.
Right. Exactly. So now it's like, is it an issue of race? Or is it an issue of people really stealing it? And there could be people who are stealing the products, but it kind of makes you wonder, are they? Yeah. It makes you wonder, like, you know, so, like, I don't know. It kind of takes me to when you go to the local beauty supply store, and I went to this one beauty supply store in Bellflower, and it's owned by Asians. And yeah, and as soon as like you walk in, like all eyes are up on you. Like I've had people follow me. Yeah. Like, why are you following me? Like, and it makes you feel like a criminal, you know. And you don't want to feel like that. Like I just want to spend my money and came in here to get what I plan to get, and that's it, you know. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a little much. But I just need to see, okay, where's the? I just think that Walmart has the burden of proof right now to back up like what made you call for this.
Black people.
It's true, but
I mean, we all
like,
know.
How much money have you lost?
We all know
with people stealing this stuff.
Nothing. It could have been one person. Right. It could have been no people. They're gonna criminalize black people as long as we're alive. So.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is lock up all the hair care products, not just the natural ones, not just the one you think.
Because there's white people stealing stuff too.
Right. Just lock up all the hair stuff.
Don't lock it up. Just strengthen your loss prevention.
No, I'm saying if you are gonna lock it up because you're like people are stealing it, then do it to everything. Because I'm sure that Paul Mitchell, yeah, all of that other Sebastian stuff, like.
I don't know if they sell it at Walmart, but I know that it's pretty high end.
Like all that L'Oreal hair care dye stuff, like that stuff is expensive.
Yeah, because when I used to work at JCPenney, they have a salon up in there.
And they sell. Lock it up because now you're gonna make customers feel criminalized. You do your work and you stop being lazy and you strengthen your loss prevention. Like you're losing money, so you put in more work and more efforts to strengthen your loss prevention and don't make us feel like criminals because we're spending our money there. If we're spending our money, you want to make sure things are not stolen. Hire more people.
Very true. First
of all, a lot of those people don't even check the receipts. Like I've heard people stealing full-blown TVs because they be talking at the door.
Walmart do not be checking them receipts. All they do is when you walk through the door, they just highlight it. They do not be looking at what you bought. They just highlight it. Just
receipt from McDonald's, they not gonna know.
I gave my receipt one time. All he did was go like this. That's it. Have a good day.
Sam's Club, they don't either. They
don't check. They don't check. But I mean, like, does it go off? Like, do they have something?
Yeah, like
are y'all losing money?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
I'm saying it's too easy to steal there. It's really easy to steal at Walmart.
That easy to steal.
At Walmart?
At Walmart, yes.
Is it that easy to steal? Yes. I've never stolen, so I don't know.
Steal.
So how would you know?
I don't steal. I've heard.
If somebody gonna steal, they gonna steal whether it's easy or not. Okay.
I've heard of people.
Well, we all heard of people stealing.
Like I know somebody who was gonna buy a TV, and they're like, "Where'd you get this TV from?" And they was like, you know, so.
Wait. At Walmart, they asked them where did they get the TV from.
No. Somebody was selling them a TV, and they're like, "Where'd you get this TV from?" You know what I'm
saying? He stole it from Walmart and was trying to sell it for flip for profit. Okay, I see.
I've heard of stuff like that. So
are we gonna start shopping at Macy's because they still in Macy's?
They steal everywhere. People gonna steal everywhere. It don't matter. Like people steal. If somebody wants to go up in the store and take something, they gonna do it. It don't matter what security measures are in. People know that cameras exist everywhere. They got loss prevention and everything. Even with a case, people can still steal. So steal. So it don't matter. So it don't matter.
Regardless of the fact, if you're gonna steal, you're gonna steal. So
exactly, very true. But yeah, we'll have to keep up with this case and see how it turns out, because right now it's more so a back and forth over like who called for the cases to be locked, and is it an issue of it being discrimination?
Because all of them would have been locked up if that was the case.
Right.
All
right. That's how I was saying.
And we would all be getting money.
Very true. That is very true. How come that direction didn't come from other Walmarts? Is it just the one in Lancaster, or is it?
Well, the one in Cerritos, they have a camera right there looking at you. So.
Yeah.
I feel a little like. What? I kind of feel like, why is there a big old camera right here?
It do, yeah, for real. So you guys, getting off of Walmart, let's talk about Jay Holiday real quick. So, you remember who this man is? He
sings Bad.
He sings Bad, yeah, 10 years ago. So this man got on Instagram last week and went on a whole rant about how black men are still losing to black women. And he was talking about it in reference to the Grammys, and he brought up Cardi B, Beyonce, and SZA, and was talking about how they be pretty much channeling their pain to talk about men. And pretty much he was, bitter per usual. But yeah, and then he went and he had the video. Okay, we gonna play what he said really quick, and we gonna come back and dissect this.
So apparently, man, the black men still losing to the women. I get it. No disrespect. I was raised by a woman. I have 2 older sisters, man. I have absolute all respect for black women. But with that being said, understand this, man. Black men, African American men, men from the hood, we go through everything to make sure that who we care about are taken care of. We don't swing our dicks around. We don't do all this to be seen. I could be that nigga over here, good niggas up. I know a whole bunch of little that sing that I could call their ass fuck out, but I don't. And understand this, I got daughters, man. Cardi, Beyonce, SZA, all y'all stop using that fucking pain to make it okay to say some shit on your record and get nominated for a Grammy for going through bullshit. Cause so have I, as a black mother. So apparently, man, the black men still losing to the women. I get it. No disrespect.
I'm trying to figure out exactly. I'm trying to figure out what was the point in all that.
I mean, he was expressing himself, in which we all.
He feels salty.
He was very salty.
He said that though.
Yeah, he feels salty.
That was unnecessary. I don't understand how this became an issue about black men losing to black women, and it's an issue of them channeling their pain.
Well, no,
like you were.
The issue, though.
But this is my thing. You're an R&B singer, right? So you of all people should know that the root to R&B music is to channel your pain channel your pain into your art. That's how you do it. So what's wrong with somebody, expressing themselves and making a song about what they've been through, but yet, you want to go and make a rant about it because they got nominated for Grammys? Like, it was just all too much. I don't understand what the whole issue was, but as far as making a video, I just don't understand how come you just can't congratulate them and move on. I don't understand why you have to take away. You don't have to take away from their accolades.
He didn't take away from anything. He didn't.
But he was trying to.
No, what the hell is he gonna take?
Talking about stop. This is what he said. He was like, he said, y'all need to stop trying to make it okay to say some F shit up on your record to get nominated for a Grammy. You know what? I meant to bleep out the S word too, but I didn't. It just flew out. It just did. But I just don't understand where all the bitterness is coming from.
From him losing to Mary J. Blige 10 years
he
ago.
I
mean, he's still upset about it. That's why he's saying this about these big time artists now. He's still upset. So I mean,
he's still hurt, but he's addressing an issue that he had. A point that he had. I mean, I think it's okay. We do it all the time. Like, I think just because he's put on a platform, we come to scrutinize people. He was just addressing himself.
But that don't mean that what you said has any validity or holds any weight.
Like, okay, boom,
that's just how he feels. Honestly, nobody really pays.
People are paying him attention because clearly he was on the Shade Room. But my thing is he addressed himself. Okay, cool. We can keep it pushing. Like, so he ain't hurting nor is he tearing down. Like.
So he had an interview with the Shade Room. They had an exclusive interview with him, and he's talking about,
exclusive interview.
Because I am.
I mean, but
he did. He had an exclusive interview with the Shade Room.
But we don't talk about all these other motherfuckers that be up in here dissing black women for real.
Oh, we can talk about them too. Yeah. Who you want to talk about?
Jay Holiday because of his video.
Who you want to talk about?
We can talk about anybody. Because we can talk about the fact that black women are dying at the #1 rate by men. That's the #1 rated death for black women.
Very true. Yes.
Hey, we talk about Jay Holiday.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying he ain't really hurting us like that.
I think so because he's over here making it an issue about race and black men and black women. I don't understand. You keep on talking about you as a black man.
Argument in that in terms of talking about the how black men are dealt with in society and how black women are dealt with in society.
What does that got to do with the Grammys? What does it got to do with them?
He was just bringing up something. He wasn't talking about anything. He brought this up. So this is his argument. So he's going to create the parameters of his argument. He wasn't addressing any specific thing. He was bringing up his own argument. So all I'm saying is we got to treat these arguments when we hear them as if we're thinking of ourselves. Because he's a celebrity, we can't scrutinize him for that. We do the same thing on our Instagram pages, on our Facebooks, on here, on the radio. We do the same exact things. The same exact things. He had a platform, so he said what he wanted to say. I don't think he's hurting black women by saying that. He's not taking away from those artists at all. Yeah, he could have went a different way of saying it or whatever, but I'm not gonna be in an uproar about what dude is doing. Like, I mean, he had an argument. Okay, cool. Who the hell ain't out here arguing? Monique sitting up here talking about boycotting Netflix. Angela Rye talking about Donald Trump.
I thought I wasn't boycotting. I thought it was me. I'm sorry. No, I said, what did I do? I didn't say nothing.
I mean, fact of the matter is, that's just how he feels. Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, Jay Holiday, you just still mad. So it's just, it's kind of like, okay,
sit down somewhere. It's like nobody's ever heard. Like nobody heard from you in how long? Right. And then when you come back,
maybe that should push you.
Yeah, 10 years ago. I'm not downplaying him.
Maybe he should put that fire towards some
music. Thank you. Put that energy into coming up with some new music, okay? If you put the same energy that you put into that video into some new music,
video, what energy? You didn't put no energy into that.
He has some passion. He has some passion.
Sit there with the shade.
He has some passion behind that. He has some passion.
30-second video, so y'all want him to go make a 30-second song and be like, okay, cool, here we go. Like, my Grammy.
You said energy towards something else.
Here we go. But
you putting energy.
We'll segue into a break. When we come back,
Gates Presents is up next.
I can't even say my segment right.
Come on, Gates.
Don't let me get too comfortable. Don't let me get too comfortable. I know, my friend, you are a blessing, but I'm not guessing you're like my whole life. I already know your type. I'm guessing you want my blessing, but baby, I'm not that guy. Either way, I'm not gonna do the things I used to do. I'm not trying to get too comfortable. I just want a friend until the end. We ain't even gotta do that other shit. We can ride a bike or play air hockey on the side. Maybe get a drink, but girl, I don't wanna be between those thighs. I know that you're beautiful, you know that you're beautiful. So maybe, baby, we shouldn't get too comfortable. Think about it, I know you want it, yeah girl, I want you too. But right now, baby, I just cannot do that to you. Blessing, but I'm not guessing. I already know your type, I'm guessing you want my blessing, but baby, I'm not that guy. Blessing, but I'm not guessing whole life. I already know your type, I'm guessing you want my blessing, but baby, I'm not that guy. I know that you're beautiful, you know that you're beautiful. I know that you're beautiful, you know that you're beautiful. But I promise I'm not see.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Allow me to give you something to
Hey, you guys, we are back. You're tuned into Queen's Table Talk here on the Hub Radio. So we're going to get into our next segment with Miss Jasmine Renee with Gates Presents.
Yes. Okay, so this is gonna, all of my segments are always heavy, but this is gonna be a little heavy if anyone, I'm trying to find, I don't know why I didn't do this prior to, a little heavy. I can't find my page. Okay, I got it. So, you guys will probably think that I'm crazy because I'm smiling, but one of my students passed away Sunday night. They passed away, and the mom called the school Monday and they let us know this morning. So it's something that I definitely need to talk about. You guys understand that my kids are my heart. This wasn't a student that I was particularly close to, but one thing that did strike me hard was the fact that a lot of the kids that I am close to were deeply affected by it, and I posted on Facebook. I don't know what's harder, losing a student or seeing those kids, the kids that you deal with, seeing them cope with it and seeing them deal with it and become lost. It wasn't anything connected to gang violence, which is something we also deal with. So it, not that it felt good, but it was like a weight lifted off to know that he wasn't shot, that it wasn't like a gruesome murder or anything. Because as I told you guys, I think like 2 weeks ago, another one of my boys was shot. He's still alive and he's recovering. But it's just something that we deal with. And a lot of people, they look at these kids as being bad or being troubled, being troublesome. But they do go through a lot. And this is something that we have to deal with as a complete school, as a staff. It is something that's hard. However, we definitely want to send the prayers out to our staff, to our kids, and to his family. He was, I guess, going through like some stomach pains or something throughout the weekend, and even one of my boys were like, he was texting me telling me he didn't feel good. He didn't text all day Sunday. I guess it was he was kind of getting the worst of it, and then his mom walked in maybe in the room later that afternoon and like found him in his bed, and he had passed away. So that is currently what we are dealing with, and you guys know I talk about my kids and pour into them. So it's been a low day, but we have been getting through it. But my kids definitely brightened the mood for me, and seeing them, something that I've been working on is like a personal development type of thing where I'm trying to figure out and ask people to come up with an incident that happened to them that negatively benefited them or didn't benefit them, that harmed them in a way. And the thing is to figure out the qualities that they would want to have during that time of their life. So ironically today, we had already planned this out, but the lesson that we went over, which was the intro to the class, was if you could go back in time, what would you change? So of course we had some of the kids that were talking about the death of the student and how they would go back and do that. We also had kids, and I found out that a few of my girls don't have their mothers, and that really kind of like grabbed my heart, because it was like, wow, you don't have your mom. So now I can see why there's a disconnect in some things with you. And then some of them were just like, one was like, oh, I want to go and walk with Jesus or something. And I was like, that's so sweet, because if you know my kids, they're crazy. So to see that, it was just like, okay, so there is some sense going on in your head. And then others were just like, I want to see my mother and my father, how they interacted with their peers when they were growing up. So we did all of that. And with me, the basis of the conversation is to see whatever, if they wrote something that benefited them or did not benefit them, I should say, or that harmed them, whether they were in control of that or whether someone did not, how did they want to be in that moment? So how did you want to deal with that moment, whether it was something that you could have did to prevent it, something that you could have did during it, and something that you could have did after. You pick. And this is something that anybody can do. This is I guess I can say a curriculum that I would like to create I'm trying to create now, for seminars and like for adults and stuff, so that they can get through it. But it's to help you get to a better place in your life. So let's say if you were harmed at some point in time, let's say, one of my girls, she lost her mother. She lost her mother in 2015, 3 years ago. So she had to be like 11 years old. So of course that's not something that she could have helped. However, she did say she wished that she would have called the doctors earlier, or that she would have called somebody earlier, because she did see her mom prior to her death going through some things. And then you could also talk about how were you during that process when your mother passed away. Were you mourning a lot? Were you still trying to make her proud? What were you doing? And then after, now that you're living your life, are you doing things to make your mother proud, or are you not? So then when we look at that, the first thing she said, you know, she wished she would have been more proactive about going to call help for her mother. And then she wants to make sure that she makes her mother proud during, you know, the death, and making sure that she's not crying all the time and she's a strong person. And then after, she wants to now make her mother proud through her actions. And she acknowledged that, yes, everything that she's doing now, and verbalizing that, yeah, my mom is with me all the time. And it's like, so with everything that you've been doing, do you think she's proud? And she's like, no. So in order for her to become a better person, the activity causes her to highlight qualities of herself that she would want to change, that she would want her mother to see. And that's something I don't know if you can do with, I mean, this is a heavy one too, but even if you are raped and you have a child or something, after, would you want your child to see you in a mourning phase, or would you want your child to see you in a happy place? So now you live your life according to how you want your child to see you, and now it breeds you being a better person, if you kind of can like catch on to that. So I would expect, and which did happen, is that people always bring up very heavy topics, and it's not easy to talk about. Just like this conversation, talking about my student passing away, it's not easy. But what I do want to get to, and how I'm going to be a better person because of this, is by making sure that I'm reaching out to my kids, making sure that I'm putting my best foot forward. And I've talked about this before when it comes to my energy that I'm giving to the kids, and the how I'm pouring into them. I want to make sure that it's all positive. I have to make sure the transactions that I have with people are good, so that when I do meet with these kids in the morning, that it is something that is positive. But yeah, it's something that we do need to pay attention to, and I know it's not easy digging back into our past and digging into those things that hurt us, digging into those things that changed our lives sometimes for the worse. But there is something that could have been done differently with that incident. So that's what we're trying to highlight with this new activity, is what could you do differently. And whatever you wanted to see, they say, be the change you want to see. Be the change you want to see in yourself. So if you, I don't know, I keep going with this mourning thing. Like, we don't want to sit in pity. We don't want to sit and mourn, and we don't want to feel pitiful for ourselves. So live your life as if you're proud to have went through whatever you went through, and don't wear your scars, or wear your scars proudly, however you want to look at that, or make sure that you don't come off as someone who's carrying that baggage. And I think a lot of the times we do carry ourselves as people that are hurt, because we feel like we have a right to, but you have a right to be hurt, but you owe it to yourself to overcome that and to carry yourself as if you were not hurt. So yes, to someone else, to me, I cannot say don't feel your pain, do not, sweep it under the rug. But when it's just you and you, when you're sitting by yourself, and you're sitting in a room and it's just you and you're trying to work on personal development, you owe it to yourself to not feel that pain. You owe it to yourself to heal. So that's kind of the basis of it. It's something that's very new, so if you're not really understanding it, then that's on me. But just digging into your past and figuring out how you can become a better person even in the face of adversity. And it's everything that you have within you. So I never want people to feel like the changes that need to be made are things that you have to grab a hold to. That's something that you can see within you, because you went through that, and you can see how you could have reacted differently in that situation. So that's pretty much it for what I have from Gates Presents. I know my segments are always like heavy and drawn out, but I have to. This is my life. This is what I'm dealing with. So I can only talk about that. Let's hope my students stay safe, and I don't have to bring topics that are bringing, that are highlighting the negativity that is going on in our communities. But that's just what's coming up, and that's what I am presenting to you guys. So figure out what it is that you want to see in yourself and become that. And I think the best way to do that is just to dig through your life and filter out some things and get your qualities in order, write them down. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ms. Gates. So we are going to a break.
Yes.
So we'll be back with a little bit of Lovely with Lovely Leah.
Yes.
Let me tell you a story about a girl who believed she could, so she went as far as moving out 2 hoods, really 2 sways in a small yellow city, ready to let her titties out and shout, bitch, it's my turn now, ready for some new doors to open. But during the meantime, others kept closing like what's going on in love. I got a little bit of money, but it's funny how I'm still broke. Been trying to keep my head up, cause I'll be damned if I get fed up with life. Seeing all this spread around like give me a slice. Just trying to put a little spice in your life like wasabi. Hold on my shoulders, so dry me. People just overthink the easy shit, I mean the breezy shit. When you feel like the world is against you, demons fucking up your chance to grow, don't know which way to go. Roll with the vibe, come and get high. Baby, let's fly as high as you want, cause you can do whatever the fuck you want. This shit is just begun. Hear the drums go whatever but bum, cause here I come, ready to take over the throne. For this generation, I build a better nation. All I can do now is wake up, make up, and get my cake up. Stop worrying about the past, that shit it never lasts. Just think about the good shit, the new shit. Just worry about you shit. Roll with the vibe, come and get high. Just trying to survive, like you just trying to get by. Staying alive, just trying to keep positive vibes. Just trying to give my family a pleasant surprise one day. So there's a little bit about me, I hope you listen carefully, baby, baby, baby. No diggity, no doubt, no diggity, no doubt. No diggity, no doubt, yeah.
Worldwide study proves that U.S. schools are drastically far behind other countries.
I just struggle with my kids day in and day out. They have such a hard time with multiplication. I need a program that works.
Multiplication is probably the most difficult subject for my kids.
The United States is not doing well in the classroom. We have no one to blame but ourselves.
This generation needs something a little more innovative.
We're either going to have to compete and work harder and do the things we need to do, or we're going to be left out in the world.
Let's multiply, let's multiply, multiply, multiply. Learn our 1, 2, and 3. Multiply, 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 multiply. Learn our 1, 2, and 3. Rhythm on the block, hey, let's have some fun. Let's multiply, let's get it. 1 times 1 is 1. Rolling with the wheels, not steady every day. Stick with it, handle your business. Let's multiply, let's multiply.
I'm here because I heard such great things about it. It's just something amazing about so many different people from different places, different backgrounds, different cultures coming to really help. And so everybody's just putting around, everyone's just putting their pride down, putting their egos away, and just doing the dirty work, painting up, painting. It doesn't matter what they do, they ask us to just do it. So it actually lifts me up. It just helps me that, like, I don't know, there's hope in this world because of it. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys, welcome back to Queen's Table Talk. We are here live on the Hub Radio. Yes, we are going to get into our next segment. A little bit of Lovely with Lovely Leah.
Hey,
presenting
guys.
all things lovely.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
So, I was supposed to talk about this last week because we were talking about sex. And this year, I'm really big on health and getting healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So, today I'm going to be talking about Pap smears. All my information is coming from the American Cancer Society. And I just want to talk really about the importance of a Pap smear. Did you guys know that for 2018, American Cancer Society estimates for cervical cancer in the U.S. 13,240 new cases of cervical cancer. So that means 13,000, like roughly 13,000 people will be diagnosed with cervical cancer. That's like what they estimate. So, for this year. And 4,000 of those people will actually die from cervical cancer.
Wow.
So it's really important to make sure that you're getting regularly checked. You should be getting checked every 2 years. And it starts when you're 21. So I actually have never gotten a Pap smear before. And I am scheduling my appointment for next week. Have you guys ever gotten one? No?
Yes.
Yes? But, I mean, after hearing some of these stats, hopefully you guys will see the importance of them, because a lot of people are just saying, oh, that's just something I gotta do, like, you know, every now and then. But it's really, really important because cervical cancer is definitely real. So Pap smears can detect early precancerous changes in the cervix before the cancer really develops. So it's easier to cure and kind of like catch it before it gets really, really, really serious. In the U.S., the women that are most likely to get it are first Hispanic women, then Black women, Asians and Pacific Islanders, and then white women. So I know that a lot of people kind of like brush it off and push it, you know, to the side, but cervical cancer is definitely a cancer to look out for, especially in women. 15% of cases are found in women over 65, excuse me. And so cervical cancer, just so you guys know, is one of like the most frequent diagnosed cancers in women age 35 to 44. So like if you really think about it, that's like our parents. But if you get regularly checked at an early age, like when you turn 21, you're less likely to get it. You know? So and then also too, like if it runs in your family, you need to know that. So that's really good to know, like your family genes and all that kind of stuff, just so that you're more so aware if you need to get more regularly checked or if you need to let your doctors know. But do you want to talk about your experience? Because I've only heard, I've heard about it, but I never had, you know. And I mean, obviously you don't do it when you're on your period and all that kind of stuff, because they need to.
I've gotten several
Pap smears.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, it just I don't even know how to describe it.
Huh?
It is uncomfortable,
especially with that thing that holds your vagina open, you know.
Well, the thing is that it's like it's very like
she said okay.
Yeah,
I could say vagina.
I thought she didn't like that word.
No, I said I didn't like the P word.
She said
like not P-N-I-S, the P-U-S-S-Y. I don't like that word.
What?
P-U-S-S-Y.
You don't like that one either.
She says that she doesn't like
I don't like P-U-S-S-Y. I could say penis. I just don't like P-U-S-S-Y. I don't really like that.
I'm gonna need you to get it together.
But anyways.
But no, like my experience though, it's uncomfortable. However, like, you know, like if you want like some advice or whatever.
Yeah.
Usually I'm
some
on
advice.
Usually I'm on my phone. Like when they do it, like my doctor told me.
Wait, did they use a Q-tip or did they use like a little scraper thing?
No, it's a Q-tip. I believe it's a Q-tip.
Because sometimes I've heard they use a scraper thing and they scrape your walls and you just dying. cotton.
No. Like, no. It's more so like, yeah, it's like a Q-tip, like, and they kind of like, you know.
How awkward is it like that? Okay, do you usually go with a man or?
No, girl. No, my doctor's a female. She's a black doctor. She has the same name as my mama too. So I feel like we have like a personal connection.
Oh my god.
But she real cool. And I be on my phone like whenever. Okay, that's what I do. She told me this, that she's never really had anybody to be on their phone and be distracted. I'm like, I don't know how, but usually I'm just like on my phone, like, okay, are you done? Because I'm like really uncomfortable. But I think that if you like really uncomfortable or whatever, like you should distract yourself.
I think I'm gonna listen
think too much into it
to music. You know, kind of just zone out and just kind of just not
You
think about it.
It's not gonna be that long. It's not gonna be long at all. But it's just that when you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna request a female doctor just because I feel more comfortable. Even when I get massages, I always request a female massage therapist. I just feel weird of like
you need that male strength,
man.
though.
I could have my boyfriend do that. Like, you know, trust me, the lady that I go to, she's strong. And then we have like a little connection. She be talking, you know, personal stuff to me. So I feel like, you know, she uplifts me spiritually too. So, I mean.
A Christian or Buddhist?
She's a Christian. But yeah. But anyways, so how come you've never gotten one?
I just haven't.
Yes. Are you planning on getting one this year after hearing these stats?
I mean, I just haven't got one.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, you're supposed to start when you're 21, but if you're sexually active,
me I had to get one.
What if you start becoming sexually active?
To the doctor like that?
Oh no! Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
No,
me
for
either.
real.
They sent me letters like you need to come get one.
No, for real. Like as a black woman, like just with everything that we experience, everything that we're highly subjective to, especially with if you have a family history of any pre-existing conditions, like you by all means you should go to the doctor. And as we're getting older, especially when it comes to issues like with reproductive, you know, stuff, we want to make sure that we're all good.
Yeah.
So
my mom had a hysterectomy. Yeah, that's what it's called, hysterectomy. So part of her uterus is gone. So like stuff like that is just very real. You just have to really be on it and get regular checkups. And I'm really bad at that. That's why I'm bringing that up to not only like you know talk about my experience, but kind of you know encourage you guys to really go out and get checked for all these different types of cancers. And you know don't be afraid just because it's different or it's new. Just, you know, take a friend with you or something.
Take control of your health, you know?
Exactly.
Like, in the sooner that you catch that, the more you can, you can fix it.
Preventative care is what we're really trying to work on in 2018. So, definitely schedule one.
We should do something like that. Like, we should like an outing, a QTT outing where we go to the doctor.
What?
Where you go to the doctor?
So, like, we'll go with Jasmine and for her to get her pap smear? Is that a lot?
Or anything, yeah.
That's a lot.
I'll be in the waiting room.
That's a lot.
I'll be in the
waiting room. We could do that, but not like inside in the
room.
No.
Oh hell no.
Just in case.
This is what I'll be.
Okay, wait. Let me look.
She was asking you about your pap smear. Aaliyah would not have told us.
Look.
No, Aaliyah.
Look. The reason why I'm not gonna go is because I know Jasmine is way braver than me. Like I'm not sure how I'm gonna act because because seriously when I go to the doctors.
So I'm just cool with you being in my vagina. I'm that brave.
When I'm cool, I wasn't gonna be in a room with you, girl. That is too much.
Aaliyah, no. You just,
I was not trying to be in a room.
That's I thought you were gonna say yes.
No.
We can go with Jasmine. Can we go with you? No.
Look, the thing is, because I know myself, and I feel like I would really act a fool, y'all.
How many people we've been?
No, I'm saying like I don't want to be like I don't want to be crying and be like acting a fool.
I promise you, like you're not gonna cry.
Like I don't want because when I go to the doctors, I get really bad anxiety. So like I don't want to like be crying and stuff like boohoo crying and like
no,
you are not gonna be crying.
Hashtag get Aaliyah out of her comfort zone.
What?
You stuck in your comfort zone, sweetheart.
Yeah. Because I don't want y'all in the room looking at my
I don't want to be in the room. I'm in the like.
You said in the waiting room. No, I don't want you.
In the waiting room, I would be. I don't care about y'all being in the waiting room.
So you was gonna come look at mom.
I was gonna be in the room looking at your cooch, girl.
I'll be in the waiting room. Hold on, wait. Okay, y'all.
I don't.
Can we get into Simono's best?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I still have 1 minute.
Okay.
This is a part of Aaliyah getting into her comfort zone.
How?
I cannot.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Y'all, the people in here get it. You was talking about we gonna go to see Jasmine Tasmere. Can we come to yours? No, you can't come to mine. No.
In the room? Y'all want to come in the room?
No, I don't want to be in the room.
I'm just saying when we asked, you said no, but you were offering my appointment up for everybody to come.
That's because I told you I don't know how I'm gonna act. I already got somebody going with me. I don't know how I'm gonna act.
Either way, I mean, like, it's not. I really don't. It's not even like a whole production. I'm gonna let you know that right now, okay?
It's not a thing. I feel like you might.
Hold on, wait,
I'm not here for that.
Hold on, wait, y'all. Okay, it's not even meant to be a whole production. Okay, it's not gonna be a whole production. I think that you're just overthinking it. No, it's really not gonna.
Well, I don't wear tampons. I don't wear any of that. So all that going inside of me is just. It's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much. What was that?
No, but
so that's why I'm saying it might be easier for you. Because no.
Because said that. Oh my God, Simona's best.
I don't know if I wear tampons or not. So she's saying I didn't. It's been.
Gosh, I'm saying I have like nothing's been up there. So like.
It's been up.
Can we?
That's not what I said.
Yes, I've been having sex. Well, not since October, but I have.
No, I'm saying.
I know that's right. Come on now.
Virgins, it hurts more. That's all I'm saying.
I mean. I was about to say something, but I don't put myself out there like that.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say I don't remember.
Anyways, Mo knows. What do you know, Mo? What do you know?
Okay. Hold on. Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all.
I did not
get into Simona's best, y'all. Okay, so for today, I wanted to talk about something very.
Let's talk about rape hoes.
No, you guys.
That never.
So you guys, I'm gonna talk about guarding your heart today. So and the importance of guarding your heart, not your vagina, y'all. Okay. So let me tell you guys. Okay, so for the past 3 years, I have been single. So this month actually made it 3 years that I've been single officially. And within the 3 years I've been single, people have asked me all the time, why are you single? Why you don't have a man by now? And I always say I'm just chilling at this point. I'm not rushing into anything. I'm just doing me. And the biggest thing also that I say is the fact that I constantly am very protective of myself and my space, and I guard myself and I guard my heart, and I just don't allow anybody to come into my space. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, I feel like we all need to be at that level. Everybody should not have the pleasure of getting to know you on a personal basis. Everybody should not have the privilege of getting into your heart or having somebody or giving your heart over to somebody. Nobody should have that. I mean, one of these days somebody will have it, but you just can't give it away freely. And when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships, we just have to be able to decipher and filter through, because if you don't protect yourself and if you're not guarded, you're going to allow somebody to come into your life and you're going to be a hot mess. And the biggest thing that you have to do is you just have to decipher from who's worth it and who's not. I mean, when you're in love, of course, you take a risk of being with somebody. But I feel like all women, we all have an intuition and we all know, what's right and what's wrong and who we should allow to come in and who we shouldn't allow to come in. And we just can't give away our love freely. We can't give away our hearts freely. We have to be able to have that spirit of discernment to be able to say, hello. We have to be able to say, that's going to be like my new thing for this show. Whenever I say something, you're gonna be like, you're gonna cue it up, right?
With Drake and his
yes. Hello.
Homeboy Holy Ghost in the building.
Hello. We gonna come through with it, okay? But no, for real. So I really charge all women, to get to that place where you're really in charge of yourself and be in charge of your emotions. Guard your heart. As women, we don't have to, even though we're emotional beings, you have to know when it's right to be emotional and when it's cool to fall back. And that's just where I'm at right now. So within the past 3 years, I've been single because I've been guarding my heart, because nobody else has really came to me and showed me that you're worth having my heart and you're not worth being, how do I say this? Nobody's really shown me that they're worth taking on the responsibility of carrying my heart. Like, you haven't shown me that you are responsible enough to really care for me. Like, yeah, you're not worthy enough to do that for me. So until I find somebody who is really worth that time, and somebody who's worth that energy, and somebody who can show that they have what it takes, and somebody who's emotionally mature, then yeah, we're not doing this. So the next person that asks me, why am I single, please refer back to Queen's Table Talk. I am single because I guard my heart, and ain't nobody been in my life who is worth me giving my heart to, and that is what I gotta say. So please, queens, guard your hearts.
Are people don't ask me, like, where's your money?
I get, let me tell you, I get a lot of those questions. A lot of guys, like, whenever guys, like, initially talk to me, they'll be like, oh, I'm trying to figure out why you single. Like, why are you single? I'm like, because I choose to be.
I mean that, like, but I don't like the outside people.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's just a way of them telling you, like, oh.
Yeah, but I think now more so when people ask, because I say that I've been single for 3 years now, it's like, why don't you have a boyfriend? Like, oh, you're not with nobody? Why are you single? Like, I'm like, it's not even a matter of anything being wrong with me. I'm just chilling. It's because everything is right with me, because I'm trying to get everything right with me. So when that person does come along, I'm ready for them, you know?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Having time to yourself, to learn about yourself, to get to know yourself. So.
Exactly. And I think that I'm just chilling. I think the biggest thing that you have to do is to fall in love with yourself, you know? Give your heart to God first, you know? I mean, give your heart, work upon you. Love yourself. That was the cue. Hello, y'all. Work upon yourself. Work on loving you. And I think that even when you do love yourself, it makes it easier to kind of, I wouldn't say it makes it easier, but I feel like when you love yourself a little bit more, it's like you have more of a need to.
It's not as easy for someone to come.
Exactly. Because you're not going to accept anything. Right. You're not just going to say, okay, yeah, like he said I was cute, or like, yeah, he doing this, okay. Like, no, like you know, think about things deeper than that.
Right. And the men, like, you start attracting different. So I know, like, even now, and like a lot of it, even the conversations, it's like, hey, Queen, how you doing? Or what's up with you? Like, you know, and just that conversation where it's like, oh, how was your day going? Or how are the kids? How's the brand or whatever? What you doing today? Or you on the radio? I know you can't talk to me right now. So the more I have built myself, the more the different kind of men. Not that all of them were for me, but they know you can't come with me with no
hello,
BS.
come on.
So it's like, you better get it together, or you better get together.
Exactly. You changed your adhesive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I always say. I changed my adhesive, got those little snags, whatever, out of it, and now.
The little F boys. Yeah, we're not doing that.
I ain't never really, I mean, let me know. I was going to say I ain't really never messed with no little F boys. I've dealt with some people who were good people. Some men who were good men,
but did some stupid stuff.
Yes, I ain't really dealt with like a fuck nigga like that, but I've dealt with some men that just didn't make the right decision. So I'm coming across, I guess, some that are making decent decisions, but some of them just ain't for me. Some of them are. I mean, it's not even a lot. It's just whoever's in my phone, but that's it.
She said whoever's in my phone.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a bunch. It's like
you got options, girl. Yeah. I'm here for it.
I try to, whatever, but yeah, we'll see.
Decipher, filter through. Yeah, but no, that's what you gotta do. I mean, like, you just can't be going out here just talking to everybody out willy-nilly, and you're like, yeah, whatever, have your fun, do you. No shade to nobody, whatever. People gonna do whatever they want to do regardless. But be intentional about your intentions. That's been my quote all week, is to be intentional about your intentions. And I think that is like my whole theme, at least for 2018, is number one, building boundaries, but also to be intentional about those boundaries, and to be intentional about whatever intention it is that you have. Oh, that's deep.
That I put up about me and my sex life, I'm trying to be more intentional so that the people, well, not having sex right now, but when I do, it's
up front.
Yeah, like I don't mind having a child with you. I would hope that this turns into a long-term thing, but I'm not just out here just giving that to everybody, and I had to make that decision. And I'm chilling. Like, people like, oh, you out here just fiending for it? No, I'm good.
And the thing is that sex ain't even like, people act like you just can't live and breathe without it. Like, you'll be okay. Like, it's,
I mean, you have to, like, if you're not trying to eat candy, you can't take yourself in a candy store. So I have to be very mindful of what I'm doing, and I can't put myself in situations where I know I will fall short. So it's about being intentional about my space, knowing if I'm going somewhere and I know I'm going to drink, I'll drive. I'll make sure I'm good before I drive, but I'm not going because you know the liquor in your system.
You ain't going over to nobody's house.
Yes.
Ain't nobody's house.
Yes.
That you going
That's what
over.
y'all need to stop doing. These females
Please,
going to house.
please. If a man invites you over to his house, you better tell him no.
Into a nigga house, he knows
Girl,
he is fucking.
I got a story about that. Okay, when we come back from the break, I'm gonna tell y'all my last Valentine's Day. No. This is last Valentine's Day. Okay, y'all. Okay, give us 5 minutes. We gonna come back and I'm gonna close out. Okay, up on this story. Okay, so we'll be right back.
Look at that black girl. Queen, yeah. Yo, you smell it like watermelon, mango, and dreams all at the same time. I couldn't even imagine what you taste like. Treat me like an alien, I'm new to the earth, but you're so from the ring that it hurts. So let me probe your mind, yeah. Cause we can talk about the universe and grow one time. Plus you got a glow unlike any other I've seen. Chalk that up to the melanin, chalk that up to your elegance, chalk that up to the relevance. You put in them paragraphs, you post empowering people with them sentences. Ooh, soul of an African, and I can't help trying to grab a bit. That black yo magic, 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 magic, black yo magic, that black yo magic, that black yo. Look at that black yo, hit me with all of that melanin, hocus baby. Hit me with all of that melanin, hocus baby. With all of that melanin, hocus baby. Call your pigment crazy and your shrinkage wavy. Yeah. That melanin. That melanin. That melanin. Natural potions in your bedroom for that glow sheen. Apple on my eye, I swear you know Eve. You're your own queen, everything my soul needs. Fuck that, coconut oil for your whole team. Natural potions in your bedroom for that glow sheen. Apple on my eye, I swear you know Eve. You're your own queen, everything my soul needs. Yeah, coconut oil for your whole team. That black yo magic, 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 black yo magic, that black yo magic, that black yo. Look at that black yo, hit me with all of that melanin, hocus baby. Hit me with all of that melanin, hocus baby. Hit me with all of that melanin, hocus baby. Call your pigment crazy and your shrinkage wavy. Yeah, that melanin. Hey, that melanin. That melanin. That melanin. That's black yo magic.
I still have to be able to be true to myself.
comes to hair and natural hair, and people like whether you got the curliest hair or the kinkiest hair, or your hair is
taking the initiative to serve the underserved, no matter what form or shape or fashion.
A princess always wears a crown over long hair flowing down, never over braids or afros. Well, I was that little girl learning hatred for my curls, and I tried to burn them straight till the new reality broke through.
Hello, you guys. We are back with Queen's Table Talk here on the Hub Radio. Yes, you guys. It's been a great show. So we said we was gonna close out upon this note. So we were talking about water break. We were talking about females not going over to guys' house and how pretty much the setup, right? So I was telling them I had a story from last year, Valentine's Day 2017. This one guy that I was talking to last year, I was talking to him for probably about a month before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day last year was on a Tuesday. He texted me on Monday night and was like, hey, I made plans for us tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, like that's really nice of you. Like, yeah, let's do that. Because usually upon Valentine's Day, you know, I'm usually with my girls. So I'm like, this is to wear. So at least that way I'm in, you know, formation, I guess, you know. Yeah. So then the next day I'm at work and I'm on my lunch. And then he sends me a text message and he says, hey, we're going to have to stay in the house tonight. And I said, whose house are we staying in, first of all? Like, I'm not staying in anybody's house. I got my own damn house. What are you talking about? So he's like, hey, I didn't get paid today. I'm like, first of all, it's Tuesday. So what are you talking about? You didn't get paid? And he was like, oh, well, you know, I work for like this little tax company, whoop, whoop, whoop. So we get paid like every other Tuesday. My check didn't come in today, so I'm going to have to get paid up on Thursday, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I said, okay, that's fine. We can kick it on Thursday when you get paid. I said, but for you just to come out and suggest that we kick it up in the house, I don't have to kick it up in nobody's house, because I would have been cool either way. I was going to go out and go get some wine, treat myself like, you know, to a nice dinner with my girls. I wasn't even tripping. So then I was just like, you know what, F it. Like, I pretty much was telling him, like, no, I'm not going up to your house. Like, F it, we'll just do it another time. So he gonna call me, right, when I'm at work, and he was like, man, I'm just over here just trying to keep it real with you. And he was like, you ain't even got to act funky towards me. And he was like, nah, if I was just trying to lead you on, like, I would have just stood you up. And he was like, I'm over here trying to be a man about mine, and I'm over here trying to give you the real. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I really do not want to go over this man's house. But he's like, man, like, I get it. Like, I just don't have no money. He's like, I'll cook for you and, like, you know, whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I said, okay, fine, whatever. Maybe I'm being, like, you know, like a little bit anal. So, you know, maybe I should let my guard down a little bit. And then, you know, I'll go have dinner and that's it. So this fool lives in Inglewood, right? So first of all, he made it seem like he had his own place. He did not have his own place. So I went over, and it's like a neighborhood with houses, right? I'm like, I know this fool ain't got no house. So I pull up, and then he comes out of nowhere, and then and I was like, where's your house at? And he was like, oh, it's right here. I said, who you live with? I live with my mom. And he was like, she live in the front of the house. I live in the back of the house. I was like, he over here making it sound like it's like some, you know how Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had like a little pool house in the back? He made it sound like it was that. Dude, your room is in the back. What are you talking about? So I kid you not. I walk in, right? And when I walk in, there's nothing out. Like, ain't no smell, no food, no nothing, right? So I'm over here like, okay, like, where's the food? And he was like, man, I'm not cooking. I was like, first of all, fool, you told me that you was cooking, which is why I brought my ass down here. So what you mean you ain't got no food? And he was like, well, I mean, you know, I got some leftover spaghetti if you want it. I'm like, spaghetti. Do you know I got up out of there so fast? I was like, you got me effed up. And I was like, you're not even really worth me going off on. I said, but you got me effed up over here, wasting my gas. Pretty much you owe me gas money because you brought me over here under false pretenses, okay? I could have been enjoying my Valentine's Day on my own. And on top of that, fool, you hit me up on Monday talking about you had made plans. So if you gonna make plans, then follow through with it or don't make it at all. Don't waste my damn time. So I wasn't here for it. But that's my Valentine's Day horror story. In conclusion, don't go over to these dudes' house, okay? If they invite you over to their house, don't do it. It is. Know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, right. Know what you're getting yourself into.
He invited you to the house. He wants something from you.
Talking about we gonna have to stay in the house. Who's staying in the house?
He was gonna have to stay in the house and fuck is what he was saying.
No.
And he had no food for you.
And on top of that, you really right. But it's the thing, okay? If you're gonna at least try to solicit yourself towards me, at least dress up and make it worth my while. Okay?
That was gonna happen. That sex was gonna happen eventually.
No, because I would have slapped him if he would have came out of it.
Okay, so this is
no, because the thing is, I wasn't even sexually attracted to him at the time. Like we were initially talking.
We shouldn't have went to his house then. As women, we need to stop going to these.
And you're very right about that. Okay, and me, I was really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt though, because I did go off earlier that afternoon, and I was like, okay, maybe I should just be cool and just give it a chance and see where it goes. But I was like,
you tried something different and it didn't work out, but you learned.
And this is why I guard myself. This is why I do it in the first place. And the one time that I said I was going to give somebody the opportunity to prove themselves, to me.
He was going to give you leftover spaghetti.
That nigga said.
Well, he was going to give you some dick.
That nigga said.
Leftover spaghetti.
That wasn't in his mind. He was like, I'm going to give her this good old dick.
So you going to tell me earlier that day, like, okay, I'll cook whatever. When I get over there, you talking about, I didn't say I was going to cook.
Because,
I will tase you. I have my taser in hand. I will tase the shit out of you. Don't play with me. Like, don't play with me. Like, I promise you that.
So lesson learned. We're on our way.
Don't go out to these dudes' house. Don't do it.
Don't do it unless you know what you're getting yourself into.
Nothing happened to you.
Girl, please.
I'm glad nothing happened.
Unless if you are willing to go and do that thing and bust it wide open and you go
if you go over there with the intention of doing nothing, by all means, okay? Me personally, I didn't go over for that, okay? So I turned around, went right back home. I said, because you got me messing up my evening on some BS.
Well, that's it for us, y'all.
Right. Don't forget.
We'll be back next Tuesday at 7:30 at the Hub Radio.
At the Hub Radio, yes. We'll be here next Tuesday, you guys. So don't forget, we are Queen's Table Talk, where we help you discover,
unlock,
and protect
your magic. Have a good one, y'all.